Basically what we need today to do terracotta floors, as you can see it's quite dirty, it's full of paint and dirt and muck and everything else you can think of over the years it's been done. So I'm here today to use one of our products, or several, one of them being Wax Away. Terracotta tends to be covered with wax and oil, and this is an excellent stripper for that sort of product. So basically we spray this on, leave it about 10 to 15 minutes to soak in, add a bit of water, then we scrub it with a buffer machine, a black pad, as you can see there, with the wet wax machine here. We wear blue shoes on our feet, otherwise there's chemicals everywhere. We wear plastic protective gloves on here because these chemicals are skin irritants. I wouldn't say they're necessarily borderline bad, but they will irritate your skin, as will most chemicals, strong chemicals at least. So basically I spray this on, leave it 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most, add some water, scrub it, wax it. So that's what we're going to do now. We've just done a test piece, got it all clean. It should look a bit more like this. Nice and clean, the grout lines are clean. You can see this is the bit we haven't done, and that's the bit we have done. You can see how clean the tiles are coming up. They're not sealed yet, of course, so we'll have to wait till it dry before it's sealed. But, and this is the bit we haven't done, which I'm just standing in now. So we're going to get them nice and clean, and then tomorrow we'll let it dry overnight and we'll come back and seal it. Paint is always a problem for a tile doctor. How to get rid of it, what to use to get rid of it. So we have a product called Oxy Gell. So I left Oxy Gell on here for about half an hour. And what I want to do now, I'm just going to add a little bit of water. And what it does, the Oxy Gell starts to break the sealer down, the paint down I should say. There you go. A little bit of water. Stiff scrubbing brush. Get to the grout lines. It's starting to come out as well. But you can see it's coming off. But a bit of hard work. But sometimes you leave it on a bit longer, it just catches the paint right, releases it, and then what we tend to do is I will wax it up. Wax is very important for this part of the business. I would like to do a cleaner seal on any hard floor, terracotta, marble, travertine, limestone, without a wet wax. This is a wet wax. It sucks up the wet solution, but unlike a Hoover, standard Hoover would blow up. This has got a big water tank in it, collects all the dirt and the muck. You can get smaller ones. I believe Screwfix sell them for all sorts of reasonable prices. Smaller tank means you've got to empty it more often, so if you're doing a big job, get a bigger machine. But it's a bit noisy, so I'll just switch it on. It's not a finished product, a finished article. We'll take a picture or video later when we're done. It's a bit of work to be done yet. But that's clear through to the clay now. There's a bit more work on the grout, but you see the grout's going to come up nice and clean as well. You get these two off with the aid of the wet wax, the right chemicals like Oxy Gel, and a bit of hard work, a bit of elbow grease, and you will get back to the clay. Once you're back to this, you let it dry, you can then seal it, but it's got to be fully dry before you seal it. So normally I seal overnight. If you're not sure, use a damp tester, but overnight's a good indicator. So this is the bit we were started on before, you probably remember it. It's full of paint. We've cleaned all that off using Oxy Gel. Done a bit of steaming as well for the awkward bits, and just rinsed it off with a product we call Grout Clean-up. Now this is a neutraliser. It does two things for us. One, the Oxy Gel is very strong alkaline, and if I leave any alkaline there, it's a paint stripper. As well as a paint stripper, it's also a sealer stripper, so it gets rid of sealers like the one I'm going to put on. So if I leave any of that product in the floor, it's going to upset the new sealer. So what we tend to do is I neutralise it with the Grout Clean-up. 5 to 1, scrub it in, leave it on 5 minutes, wax it off, rinse it with water again. So then I'm sort of neutralising the acid content. So I've been doing this for years. The sealer sticks really well, it bonds really well. Worst thing you do is you get the sealer on, you've done all that hard work, it all goes to pot because you haven't neutralised it with acidity. So there we go. We'll come back in 2 days and we'll start to seal.